to the Dan Show, starring Dan Whalen.
Hey guys, welcome back to my show where we talk about all things movies, TV shows, and cigars. And today we're going to be talking about possibly the greatest show I've ever watched in my life. It was so good. I've watched this show probably about 20 times. I'm talking from start to finish. And you know how you kind of like take breaks here and there? No, I just watched all of it. This show kind of revolutionized like a new era of people. This show is like, if you haven't watched the show I'm about to talk about, I'm sure you're going to at least see a meme or two about them or something. Either way, today's show we're going to be talking about Peaky Blinders. Now, before we get started, if you could please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It definitely helps me out. Stay tuned for more videos. Okay, so this show is amazing. Like, I love this show so much. It stars Cillian Murphy. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I've heard his name be said like 20 different times. I've heard Cillian, I've heard Killian, I've heard Culligan, whatever. Don't even know, but I'm going to just call him Cillian Murphy. He plays a character named Thomas Shelby, who is the leader of an Irish gang in Birmingham, England. And this is post-World War I. So they just got back from France. They're all traumatized. They all have PTSD. You know, Thomas Shelby, he's the leader of this, gang called the Peaky Blinders. He's got his brother Arthur. He's got Finn. He's also got John. He's got 4 other brothers. He also has a sister named Ada. And his Aunt Polly, or they call her Paul, but Aunt Polly is kind of a badass. I'm going to be talking about her a little bit too. But this show is pretty much centered around the family, but more importantly, it's more centered around Thomas Shelby. He is the primary main character, and he is probably the most ruthless, ambitious character ever written in any cinema I've ever seen in my life. Now, if you haven't watched the show, I know you've seen a meme out there or two on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, of the, you always have that edgy guy that's like, I'm the nicest guy ever, but the second you push me too hard, I'm the most savage guy, I know you've seen the memes before. There's no way you haven't seen the memes. But 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, we have the character Thomas Shelby lighting a cigarette or something in the picture, and that's usually what the description is just kind of saying, like, how dangerous you are, whatever. But honestly, the reason why they use him as like a meme like that is because if you watch the show, the guy doesn't F around. Like, he literally just gets shit done. He is like I said, he is such a freaking badass. Dude has like zero heart. He's got no emotion really, other than like yelling, and not even. Like, it takes a lot for this character to kind of lose his cool. And like, like I said, he's just destroyed, like mentally just gone, not crazy yet, but the PTSD and the trauma from World War I carried over to, just his normal everyday life. Same with his brothers. Back then, women were not called to war, but all the men were, especially in England, so of course they had to kind of, whatever, and he even says in the show, nobody came back, despite coming back physically, mentally, they're not all there, they're all traumatized because of World War I. The warfare at that time was, like, that's a little bit of a history lesson, but the warfare and the war at that time is a whole different ballgame. Like, now we're talking about guns, explosions, tanks, they've come a long way, and of course it's a different time of warfare. They have chemical warfare now. We had mustard gas at the time, whatever. But it is what it is. But this show is awesome. And what I like about it, and like there's a million things I like about this show. So season 1, you kind of see like, that's literally like, it could be days maybe, like after they come home from war. And you see, like, the Shelby family, they don't have a lot of money. They're kind of like the underdog gang. And what's cool about it is each season, each member of the family just looks more and more sophisticated. Like, it's pretty much going from, like, Walmart clothes to then, you maybe Kohl's, and then next thing you know, you're going to like mall premium stuff, you know what I mean? It's just, every season, these people just got more and more sophisticated, whether it's through like blood money or whatever, but either way, the Shelby Empire, which their company's called Shelby Company Limited, which even Shelby doesn't like the word limited being in the title of his company, but it's still kind of cool. It's still whatever. But every season, like, they just got more and more wealthy, and the villains themselves got more and more wealthy. Like, in season 1, we had a character named Billy Kimber, who was the bad guy. And then, we'll go to season 2, which now he's kind of like, you could also say that the detective or his name was Major Campbell, and he was like a detective or some kind of just like, just a police officer trying to investigate the Shelby family. He was kind of the bad guy in season 1, but he's really the bad guy in season 2. And, like I said, then now we're dealing with the police, and then out of nowhere we're dealing with Russians. And what's cool is Thomas Shelby, the main character of this show, has just unlimited ambition. And I think the end of season 3 was my favorite of the whole show. And he's sitting around like his desk, and he's paying all the people for all the bullshit that they went through. And he kind of gives off a speech to his Aunt Polly, pretty much saying like that the Russians and that the people, they don't respect us because we're not who they are, and they are better than us. So what he does, he essentially like sells out his whole family to get not a PhD, but my God, I can't think of the name right now, but he gets something important, and if I come up with it, I'll let you know what it is. But he ends up, like I said, an OBE. He gets an OBE, for Christ's sake. Like, he sells out his family just to get an OBE, just so he's respected by politicians, and then he pretty much blackmails the King of England to say, hey, release my family, or all these, you know what I mean? Like, the dude is endlessly ambitious, and it's awesome, That's what I'm saying. Like, we have this, I'm going to say it, like, for a long time, this is off subject, but for a long time, I had this grind set mindset all the time. Like, I'm a single dude, I have no kids, and like I said, I'm kind of branching out, I'm looking around, seeing what comes up, whatever. But I had this, grind set where, like, I didn't have time for anything. If I wasn't working, starting a business, I was wasting my time. It's the opposite, I think. Like, I already feel like I established my business, I established my drop shipping stuff, and I'm kind of working on the YouTube channel, but the grind set is great for a temporary amount of time. The grind set is really good if you just want to get a foundation. But if you make it your entire life, you will end up like this Thomas Shelby guy, where he's got all the money in the world, but everyone freaking hates him. Like, his family, like, is even uncomfortable around him. Like, if you watch it, you'll see, like, the slow decline of the family going against him. And I mean, it makes sense. Because he did literally just arrest his entire family so he could get an honorary OBE from, just to be a politician, pretty much. But it's crazy. Every season, the villain got stronger, but so did they. But they were weak in the beginning, but once they overcome the villain, then they become that villain in the next season, like, just stronger and tougher. Like, in season 4, we have Luca Changretta, played by Adrian Brody, which I like Adrian Brody, okay? I like him a lot as an actor, and I think he actually killed it as Luca Changretta. And I'm going to say it too, like, he probably overplayed it a little bit, but it worked because he was just the perfect villain for season 4. But he's a mafia New Yorker guy. And he came over here to pretty much avenge the death of his father, which was taking place in season 3. But Luca Changretta, like, when he brings the mafia over, like, some people argue that he was the worst villain, which I can see why. I can see why people would say that about Luca Changretta. But I like the mafia stuff. I love the mob gang stuff. I like that kind of shit, whatever. Luca Changretta, I think, was awesome. He was a cool villain, whatever. And then we go into season 5. Now, like I said, every season the villain got worse and worse. But it's also... The gang is a real gang, but it's a fictional show, so it's written in differently. The villain in season 5, there's like 7 of them, but we have Jimmy McGavin, which is the Irish leader of, they're called the Billy Boys, and I'm sure you'll understand what they are. They have this annoying intro song that they decide to play before, like, crucifying a character, and it's kind of stupid, but whatever. But the main villain, I'd say, in season 5 would have been Oswald Mosley, which he's kind of like British Hitler from the beginning of World War II. Like, he was all about fascism and stuff like that. But Thomas Shelby tries to overthrow him to take over fascism. But I guess he was going to do something different with it, and that's kind of the message, but that fails miserably. If you've seen season 5, I love season 5. But I gotta say, season 6 is my favorite. And it's the dumbest reason why it's my favorite. And, okay, Polly Gray is Thomas Shelby's aunt in this show. And she's kind of like the word of reason when it comes to the gang. Like, if the gang wants to rob somebody or do something stupid, she's kind of like hey guys, think about this. You might want to stop and hold off a little before you actually just jump into something stupid, which they just do anyway. And she's like, I fucking told you, Tommy. Oh my god. Whatever. And then he's like, oh yeah, screw you. But then the actress that plays her, God rest her soul, she passed away before season 6 was even filmed or released or whatever. I think it was breast cancer or some form of cancer. God rest her soul. But because of that incident in real life, she was not written into season 6. But again, she was the voice of reason for the show. But if you watch all the other seasons and then you get to season 6 feels a little different because she's not there. But Thomas Shelby is already beyond ruthless. But the thing is, in season 6, he has no one to tell him no. And he just does literally whatever he wants. Like, he gets away with everything. He has almost become too powerful for his own liking. And like I said, each season just got way, better, more, like I said, they look more sophisticated. Their dress outfits got better. It's just a cool, uprise of this Thomas Shelby, Peaky Blinders family. The show is awesome. Like I said, I can say anything I want about it. The show is awesome. The show is so freaking cool. And I seriously, I encourage a lot of people to watch it. I've actually gotten a ton of people to watch it. And you know what's crazy? I started watching it on a whim. I heard about the show. I actually watched a weird little tribute video about it on YouTube forever ago. And I remember I was sick one day, and I lived in a different house, and I got sick, and the next thing you know, I was just I have nothing to do, so I'm just gonna put on Peaky Blinders. So I did, and I'm pretty sure that show got me over my sickness too. I was so hyped up about this show. I knew I didn't feel good. I had the sniffles, I had a fever, everything. It didn't even matter. The more I watched it, I was like, wow, I got work to do. I am not even close to being where I want to be in my life. And I don't know, man. Just something about dudes in suits. Dudes in suits are awesome, right? Yeah. Anyway, so whatever. Moving on though. But yeah, the show kicks butt. The show is kind of an inspirational show. If you're looking for something, if you're looking for a kick in your business ambition, this would be the show. But do not mentally become Thomas Shelby, because I have friends and I have family. I have a lot of people, but I've seen a lot of people watch this show and almost adopt his personality, which sucks. And I will say it. It's almost like a character, delusional thing. It's weird, But as soon as somebody, you have the nicest person, but then they watch Peaky Blinders, the next thing they're like, okay, I'm Thomas Shelby. I do what I want. They almost become the character, which is incredibly annoying. Just watch the show, be entertained, learn what you need to learn from it, but don't become Thomas Shelby, because at the end of the day, he's fucked up. He is a mess. He is clearly mentally unstable, and he actually needs therapy, which he refuses therapy in season 5, whatever. But still, god darn it. The show, as a whole, is really, really good. I highly recommend it. This show doesn't even get a rating because it's just too off the chart. It is, like I said, it's one of the greatest shows I've ever watched. Peaky Blinders, ladies and gentlemen. Write in the comment section what you guys thought about it. I absolutely loved it based off this. Like I said, I'm doing more videos for you. I love what I do. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Like I said, just watch Peaky Blinders, guys. It's on Netflix, and stay tuned. Actually, start watching it now, because I think the movie called The Immortal Man, which is based off of the show, it's going to be about Peaky Blinders, and this is kind of the last, hoorah before the show ends. And it's for me at least, it's a highly anticipated movie. I can't wait to see it. So catch up with Peaky Blinders, so that way we can all watch The Immortal Man together. When that movie comes out and I watch it, you bet your butt, I'm gonna freaking review it for you, and I'm gonna put it on my channel, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I thought. And honestly, it's gonna be a pretty sad day, I think, when I watch it. I don't think the movie's gonna be terrible, but it's gonna be the end of one of the greatest shows I ever watched. It's like watching a season finale of a show that you adored for years, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. But all in all, I have no doubt that the movie's going to be good, because if Cillian Murphy continues just acting like he's supposed to in this show, it's going to be a knockout. It's going to be a kick-ass show. So thanks, guys, for watching my show. Stay tuned for more videos, and go watch Peaky Blinders. And always remember, please, I cannot emphasize enough, always remember to have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next one.